Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a video on the PB-2000s. Now I've actually had these for a while, but I'm just getting around to actually doing the review. I apologize, I know some of you have been waiting for this, but I've been working on some things, and one of those things is I am the world's first SVS affiliate, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that. And SVS is also Subwoofer 101's first manufacturer affiliate, so that's cool. I'm excited about that, and so I've been kind of working on that and a few other things, so I apologize for the delay on this, but these are the PB-2000s. These are 12-inch subs. They're ported. They have 500 watts RMS, 1100 watts peak, so plenty of power in my opinion. Now I've been talking about these speakers since the very first video I ever did on a subwoofer. It was on my main channel. You can check that out. It's called How to Buy a Serious Subwoofer. And so I've been talking about it since then, and I didn't actually hear these until, you know, about the time I did the sealed versus ported video back then. So, you know, and they always say never meet your heroes because you'll always be disappointed. And, you know, that can be true in a lot of cases. But for me, happily, I can say that these subs are the embodiment of everything I talk about on the website, on the channel, all that stuff. I mean, they do everything they're supposed to do, and they do it well. They are, I mean, plenty of oomph, of course, but the frequency response is nice and flat. And the power is there, the output is there, everything is there like it's supposed to be. These are really, I mean, they're my favorite subwoofer. Okay, no getting around it. I like them for a lot of different reasons. The size being one. You know, I imagine these things being a little bit bigger, but they fit really nicely with my entertainment center. And not all of the bigger subs do that. A lot of them are quite a bit deeper, a little bit taller, and they kind of stand out a little bit. And when you've got a, you know, a multi-use area, that kind of thing can matter. So, I mean, they're just nice. So, go over a couple things with you on these. There are no adjustable ports. You just get one port with it. You don't get an extra, you know, different EQ switch or anything like that. These are very much, I don't know, the essentials when it comes to bass and bass performance. SVS tunes them at the factory. They get them set just right. You don't have to mess with them. You just plug them in and go. It's, you know, adjusting the volume of your mains and you're set. They don't have all this adjustability. And sometimes what I find in you know, talking with different people that have adjustable subs, they always set it on one setting anyway. So it's not really that big a deal that it doesn't have those things. You know, as far as, you know, home theater, of course, these rock. I was, you know, just before, you know, getting everything going to do this video, I was going through a bunch of really hard-hitting bass stuff, and man, they're just impressive, especially in a dual configuration. If you guys watch my channel at all, you know I am adamant about needing dual subs. That's really important. If you have just a single sub, you're getting the standing wave effect in your room, and you can't hear all of the bass. And so it's really important to have, you know, dual subs at least to be able to get that that destructive interference that tames that standing wave. So really important on that. But in terms of the actual response, these are rated for 17 hertz, but in my room, in this configuration, it was actually flat down to about 14 hertz. And, you know, compared to the Shure VTF-15, I mean, down at the bottom, they tapered right at about the same point. So, I mean, you know, I would have expected the VTF-15 to go a little bit deeper, but they really, you know, I'll put up my graphs at some point and show you, but they, at the end, they tapered at about the same point. I mean, if it might be a half a hertz difference, so it's really minute. So they did really well, and I can say that they are 100% full range bass performance, which is, again, what I always talk about on this channel and on my website, is that you don't want to get a subwoofer that doesn't go down as far as you can hear. And my hearing goes to about 17 hertz before it becomes meaningless. And so to go down to 14 hertz in room, you got plenty of go. It's real good. And so, I'd say that these are a really good upgrade from the PB-2000s, so long as that upgrade won't hurt you. You know what I mean? The PB-1000s in a dual configuration are phenomenal little subs. Well, little, I say relatively. They're the smallest on the list for ported subs that I recommend, but they're still good size, you know what I mean? But those start to taper off at about 21 hertz, okay? These start to taper off at about 14 hertz, in my room anyway. So, there's definitely a difference, and also these subs don't have to work as hard as the PB-1000s did. You're getting all the same output, but the speaker itself is barely moving. The driver is just, it doesn't have to do much because it's a big driver. So that's kind of cool. A couple of neat things about this, SVS has the metal grill. As you can see, I took it off there. It's just kind of a unique design. It stands out a little bit. It's pretty cool. Some people are, they have mixed feelings about them. I like them personally. And in terms of how these perform in general, I did the video on sealed versus ported subs, and the fact that sealed subs aren't as pronounced at depth as a ported subs are. Ported subs, particularly, when I say ported subs, I mean the ported subs that I list, that I talk about. A lot of the subwoofers that are out there in the market don't do this because they're not really good. They don't have that depth. A lot of ported subs that you can buy in stores and whatnot, they'll start to roll off at like 50 hertz or 40 hertz. If you get a really good one, they might roll off at like 35 hertz or 30. These don't roll off until, at least in my room, around 14 hertz. So, there's no excuse at this point. These subs they do it, and they do it well. So, anyway, but these are beautifully pronounced at depth. When you get into that sub 30 hertz range where most other subwoofers just give up, these things are just, they're there, and they do what they're supposed to do, and they're just, I don't know. If you can't tell, I'm really happy with these. I've been really, I've been trying to find something, honestly, that I can truly pick apart, and like I said, not having the variable ports, that's kind of getting nitpicky. Not having the different, EQ tunes and all that stuff. I don't know. I just haven't felt the need for it. These do well straight out of the box. So, and again, these SVS offers free shipping on these, and that includes if you don't like them. If you don't like them, you send them back. They cover the shipping. So that is, that's something that can really add up if you have to pay for your shipping. So that's a great thing that they do. And also, if you got these and you decided within a year that you want to move up to like, the PB-12 Plus or the PB-13 Ultra or whatever you'd like to move up to, you can do so within a year at full retail price that you paid, being credited to your new speaker price. So let's say you bought these. These are currently, they give you a $100 break, so $1,500 for the pair. Let's say in 11 months you wanted to upgrade, you could do that, and they would give you $1,500 towards the new purchase of, say, a PB-12 Plus, and then essentially you just have to pay the shipping and the difference. So that's not really bad. I found myself in a situation where I wanted to upgrade my subwoofer or kind of change some things out, and I had to actually, if I want to do it, I'll have to go and put it on Craigslist or something, sell it, and I know I'm going to get less than what I paid for. And then, so it's not quite as cool. It's just a really neat option that SVS offers. I'll put a link to their Bill of Rights down below. It's I mean, the amount of stuff that they give you is pretty impressive. But anyway, oh, and as far as one thing I would recommend for these are powerful subs. So I would recommend the SVS isolation feet. I don't have them yet. I'm going to be getting them in the next couple weeks, I think. And I'll be doing some stuff too about, you know, subwoofers and apartments and things like that. And so I'm going to be going with that later. But the isolation feet, I think, would be a good option with these, just to get them decoupled from the floor a little bit. But anyway, you know, I don't know what else I can say about these. They're good quality, of course. These drivers are proprietary to SVS. I think they went through over 20 different versions of the driver before they were really happy with it. So they're, you know, SVS is, I think I can comfortably say, the world leader in subwoofers. I think I can comfortably say that because they're very, they have quite a reputation behind them, and they, I don't know, they take it very seriously. So, and you know, if you get something that's say damaged in shipping or something like that, you give them a call, they will take care of it absolutely. They're just very good that way in terms of customer service, and I ship these things in and out all the time, and so I can tell you very easily that their shipping process is pretty simple. You know, they send you out a label, you print it up, and FedEx comes right to your door, or you can just take them into FedEx, whatever's easier for you. And I don't know, the process is just super simple. So anyway, guys, hopefully that gives you an idea of what I think of these. I'm in love with them. I don't want to send them back, but I am interested in trying out some of the other subs, so I will be doing that. But I think in the end, these will end up being in here permanently. Now, of course, I could be wrong. I may end up, you know, deciding, ooh, I've got to have, you know, PB-12 plus or something like that. Who knows? You know, I'm open. Who knows what I'm going to find out. But these have met my expectations 100%. They haven't let me down in any way. And, you know, going through some of this heavy bass stuff I was just going through, I mean, I felt it in the floor. It was it was impressive. You want to get in trouble with your neighbors, you can absolutely do it with these. So anyway, guys, hopefully that helps. Please let me know what you think, and please subscribe.